guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Ask Lukenessmonster episode 9. This is a series on the channel where I answer your questions from the comment section of last week's episode. And yeah, so we have quite a few questions this week. And if you guys want a chance to get your questions answered in next week's video, comment down below and I will do my very best to answer it. And before I start the first question, I just like to say on the channel I'm doing a giveaway at 500 subscribers. I'm giving away a sealed clone, Camino clone trooper, and yeah, you guys do have to be subscribed to enter in that giveaway though. So if you guys haven't yet, just go down and hit that subscribe button, and helps out the channel a lot, and it gets us just that much closer to the 500 mark. So, and one other thing I'd like to say is if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Kappa. I'll link her in the description, but she's a good friend of mine, and she has a YouTube channel. She does a lot of really cool stuff on the channel, so go check her out and subscribe to her. And yeah, let's go on to the first question. So first question from Billy. He asks, who's your favorite clone commander minus Bly? So I do really like Bly, but my favorite clone of all time has to be Fives, but since he's not a commander, he's an ARC trooper, I would have to go with Cody. I've always really liked Cody from the original Clone Wars show, and he was always my favorite. And then I rewatched it when it was on Netflix a few years ago, and I just fell in love with Fives, and ever since then he was my favorite. But Cody was always a close second, and yeah, definitely has to be Cody. I'm really excited for the Cody archive in 2021. Go check out my video on that if you haven't. He's coming out 2021 in the archive line, and yeah, I'm really hyped to pick him up because he goes for outrageous prices on the aftermarket. So yeah. Gerald asks, what was the first Star Wars movie you ever saw? I've been watching Star Wars ever since I was very, very young, and I don't really know what the first one I ever saw was. Probably the first one I vividly remember watching, I was 5, and I remember watching Revenge of the Sith on my couch with my brother. So that's got to be the youngest I remember watching it. But I'm sure I've seen them before because I remember really liking Star Wars and having like the toy Anakin lightsaber. I actually still have that. Here, give me a second. Yeah, I remember playing with this bad boy when I was younger, and it's amazing that it kept this long because it's not in the best condition, but it comes with a lot of memories. Yeah, so I remember seeing Revenge of the Sith when I was 5 and playing with my brother with these lightsabers. So that's the youngest one I remember, but I guarantee I've seen them before that because I wouldn't have a lightsaber if I hadn't. So this comment's gonna need a little bit of context to understand, but in my last Ask Lukenessmonster video, the comment from Jay Prasad basically talked about how Luke blowing up the Death Star, he's basically said, does that mean Luke has more, like a higher kill count than Darth Vader, and if that's a little odd for a hero. And I was like, no, Darth Vader has a way higher kill count, but I wasn't really paying attention to the fact that Luke destroyed the Death Star. I just didn't think of that as counting, and I don't know why I didn't think of that, but yeah, you're definitely right. So he does comment this week, but what about blowing up the Death Star? Isn't that primarily of Luke's doing? That would have killed at least a minimum of 1.15 million people. Darth Vader never operated the Death Star, so his kill count would likely be less than Luke's. So, yeah, I think you're right. I totally didn't think about that when I answered your question last week. So I think you're right. I think Luke probably does have a higher kill count. But if it just comes down to highest kill count in the galaxy, it'd probably have to go to Tarkin whenever he blew up Alderaan, and when he blew up Jeddah City in Rogue One. And if you're not counting Tarkin, it would probably have to be maybe Lando before Luke because he blew up the second Death Star, which was actually bigger and probably had more people on it. So I'd have to say those are probably the two three highest kill counts in the galaxy, if I had to guess. But I could be wrong, because I'm just talking about the movies, I guess, for that. Mariah commented, "Who would win, Jango or Boba?" And I had several people in the comments pretty much saying who they thought would win. And basically, it was a tie, 2-2, two for Jango and two for Boba. So I'm here to break the tie. Um, I might have a little bit of bias towards Boba Fett because he is my favorite Star Wars character, but I think that Boba would win, and here's why. Of course, Jango taught Boba as much as he knew before he died at Geonosis. He taught Boba as much as he knew, giving him already an advantage against Jango because he knows all of his strengths and weaknesses, and plus, he has pretty much the same gear as him, so like from combat wise, they'd be pretty evenly matched with same armor, same ship, same jetpack, stuff like that. And then somebody actually in the comments brought this up. Garfield brought up, doesn't Bosk train Boba as well? So now just having Django's training, he also has Bosk's and Aura Singh's training, and several other bounty hunters training as well. So I would have to give it to Boba on just if you're saying they're evenly matched in combat, from a training point of view, that Boba Fett would be more skilled in that range, and plus he might have a little bit more experience because he just lived a little bit longer, I'd have to say. Because, I mean, I guess you don't really know how old Jango Fett is in Attack of the Clones, but Boba was at least 10. He was 10 in Attack of the Clones, and then A New Hope was 20 years after that. So he's at least 30, probably 35 or so in Return of the Jedi whenever he dies. But if Mandalorian's true, he might not be dead. So that means he could have another 6 years of training after that. So it means he would be 41 in The Mandalorian if he is alive. But yeah, so I would say Boba Fett. That is my final answer. And then the last question from William, he asks, what is your favorite 3.75-inch clone trooper body mold, assuming you know most of them? So, that's a really interesting question. I don't have a terrible amount of 3.75-inch clones. I mostly have Revenge of the Sith characters because I have most of the Revenge of the Sith line. So, if I'd eliminate one body mold that I have altogether, it'd have to be the 5 POA clones, like that line, the 2014 5 POA. I just hate the 5 POA clones. I just don't like them. I like more articulation on these figures, and the 5 POA kind of just suck at it. So if I had to pick, I'd either go with the Clone Wars style or the 2005 clone style with the removable helmet and removable shoulder pad. But I'd probably have to end up giving the edge to the Clone Wars style, only because, as you can see on my 501st Trooper there, he lost his shoulder pad, and they didn't have to make it removable, and they did, and I ended up losing it, and it just sucks, because now I have a incomplete 501st Trooper, and he's definitely one of the coolest ones I have. So, and plus I have a lot of nostalgia for the Clone Wars. I remember watching it as a kid on Cartoon Network, and I just really love the Clone Wars as well. So I might have to give it to the Clone Wars mold over the Revenge of the Sith mold. So.